Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is UFC Investor. In this video, we're going to be going over my bets, picks, and predictions for Dana White's Contender Series Week 6. In this video, we're going to be going over all the fighters, all my picks, and what I'm going to be betting on. So let's get started with the first fight. In the main event, we have Hecher Sosa versus Mackson Lee, guys. Guys, if you guys didn't know, Mackson Lee is like a 6'1" bantamweight. He's literally not I want to say freakishly tall, but he looks weirdly tall compared to the other guys, and he's just really skinny. So I think that's why he kind of gets away with the size for the weight. And he's gonna be fighting Hecher Sosa, who I guess he's a Spaniard prospect, I would say. And I don't want to say he knows Ilia Topuria, or I guess he does, but I don't know how close they are. Maybe I don't know if they're like training partners. Maybe they've trained together, but I don't know how much. Regardless, Sosa is coming from Spain and he's a prospect. Right now, the odds have Hecher Sosa at a plus 150. Mackson Lee is a minus 175. And I can see why. At first, I was on Sosa because, I saw him and Topuria in the same videos. Maybe I was thinking, like, oh, maybe Topuria is kind of pushing for Sosa. But then I saw Mackson Lee and how he's fighting and, like, the way he's built and just kind of the way he fights. And I was kind of impressed, honestly. Like, when he's in the fight, he's very calm, he's very patient, and he's pretty good and accurate and powerful. And I think his frame really helps him a lot. And on the ground, it seems like he's pretty decent too. And when I see Sosa fight, I would say he's overall decent. I'm not really impressed, honestly, much by him. I was thinking I would see like I don't want to say better highlight reels, but I thought I'd be more impressed. Regardless, I do think Sosa is decent, and he does have some ways of finishing, I would say, if not winning the fight. But I think Mackson Lee is going to win here, guys. I'm picking Mackson Lee to win by round 2 TKO. In my head, I think it's going to be a striking match where Sosa is going to prefer to take it to the ground. Mackson Lee is going to stay up and keep it striking. And I think he's going to use his kicks, his punches, the distance to kind of get those shots over Sosa. Um, I I would side with the finish for Lee because I think he has the power to finish Sosa, but I can also see it going to decision. But at the same time, as I'm saying this, I'm not crazy confident in the Lee pick. I hate to say, but I I like the Lee pick. I would consider picking Sosa, but I just kind of feel like Lee should win. At least in my head, the way I said it earlier is the way I think it will happen. Sosa has a good chance, but I think Lee's gonna take this one. I think his frame is just gonna help him a lot, and I think it's gonna win him the fight here. I think they're pretty, I would say, equal in terms of like their ability maybe or their finishing potential, but I think Lee's frame is gonna help him a lot here. So like I said, Lee is the favorite. I would consider betting Sosa, but like inside the distance or something. I'll probably throw like 50 cents on that or something, or maybe decision. But I do think Lee will win. I just wouldn't really like bet much on Lee. I don't think I will, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna put him in parlays. I just like I hate to say that I'm not that confident in it, but I'm not. So regardless, I'm picking Lee though. Let's go to the next fight. In this next fight, guys, we have Iwo Baraniewski versus Mahamed Aly. Guys, this one I'm like pretty convinced. Maybe I'm being a little biased at this point because I kind of convinced myself that Ali was gonna win for sure. I don't know, guys. He just looks so dangerous when he's fighting. Like every time I saw, well, at least the clips that I saw of him, he's just so patient and he kind of knows what he's looking for, and you could tell he packs some power behind his strikes. So I really think Ali, as well as Iwo, I think both of them have a lot of power, but I think Iwo's the way he fights, I feel like he kind of like he punches and he uses the striking to kind of get into the wrestling and he tries to take guys down and kind of ground and pound them from there, which I do think is a good strat, and I would assume that his grappling is decent, his wrestling and his striking is decent too. But I don't know, guys. I think Ali is the more powerful guy, the more accurate, and the more dangerous guy. Because I feel like if Ali lands on Iwo, I think he's gonna finish him, maybe like a leg kick. And I even on the ground, Ali, if you guys didn't know, he's been competing in grappling events. He's a very athletic guy. I looked at his Instagram and he does like biking. He's like does grappling. Obviously MMA. So I just think he's a very genetically gifted athlete who I think can do well in the UFC, and I would love to see him win. Honestly, I'm kind of getting biased because I do think Ali should win, and I think he will win. I think he's my most confident pick of the card. I'm gonna say that pretty confidently because I really do think he's gonna win. So that's why I'm picking him by round one finish. Right now the odds have Aly at a -200, so he is the big favorite on the card. I mean, maybe other people feel the same way, and that's why he's a -200. But it's not too much. Iwo is still +170, but I don't know. I feel like Aly's just that guy. He just looks like he's gonna be in the UFC. And as for the next fight, we have Thomas Grant versus Adam Livingston. Guys, this one was the most hardest one. Like, on paper, I would assume Gantt should win because of his wrestling and his decent enough striking, but like the people that he's fought are just not good at all. Livingston is undefeated too. He's 6-0, and he has decent striking, I would say. And I would assume that Livingston is gonna want to keep it on the ground and keep it striking, and I think that's where Livingston is gonna win this fight. I feel like he's gonna have the bigger moments if it stays striking, if not just be able to beat Gantt. Gantt, on the other hand, I think his plan is just to take down Livingston and control him there, which I feel like, can only work so much, and I just don't see Gantt getting a big finish on Livingston that way, I feel like Gantt's just been fighting really, I guess, bad guys that have, like, no takedown defense, and I'm assuming Livingston has some takedown defense. Yeah, this fight was scheduled, so it seems like Adam Livingston should have been prepared for the takedowns and has practiced his takedown defense, I would hope. So I'm going to be picking Adam to win, guys. I'm going to be picking him to win by round 3 finish. I feel like Adam's going to be surviving some takedowns at the beginning, maybe get a takedown, maybe get taken down, and maybe have some decent moments in rounds 1, maybe round 2 where he starts to pick up. And then round 3, I'm hoping that Livingston will have the edge in terms of like sticking it to the feet. Maybe Gantt will get tired. That's what I'm thinking will happen. But like I said, like, this is one of the ones I was back and forth. I can also see Gantt just kind of controlling Livingston and just getting a boring decision win. If not, just maybe even submitting Livingston or just ground and pounding him. But I just kind of don't see that. I'd be surprised, if not impressed too, if Gantt did that to Livingston. I'd be like, wow, Gantt is actually that guy. But I just don't really trust the people that he's been fighting, the level of competition. So that's why I'm picking Livingston on this one. Right now the odds have Gantt at a -158, Livingston is a +138. So like I said, I kind of agree with the odds. I feel like it's kind of back and forth. And if you guys look, Gantt actually opened up at a +120, it looks like. So he turned into the favorite. So honestly, that kind of helps me pick Livingston, where I think I feel like he could be the favorite. He should be the favorite. Who knows? I don't know. So regardless, I'm picking Livingston on this one, guys. Let me know what you guys are picking for this one. This one's really hard to call. So let's go to the next fight. In this next one, we have Hwang versus Paddy McCorry. Guys, in this one, honestly, neither guy is that impressive. Like, they haven't been fighting the best people at all, either guy. But in this one, I'm going to be picking Paddy McCorry just because I don't really trust Hwang's level of competition either. And I don't know, I feel like McCorry has more ways to win. I feel like he has the ground game and maybe the striking, the leg kicks or something to maybe beat Hwang, who I feel like is just going to try to like swang and bang it, maybe try to just get a big finish. So I think McCorry could take advantage of that and finish Hwang in the first round. I feel like he does have some potential. This one, again, I'm not too sure at all. I feel like Hwang could easily get a KO too. This one, I just don't see it going to distance. I can say that very safely. I doubt this one goes the distance. Maybe it's a big war and it does, but I doubt it. I feel like there's going to be a finish in this one. McCorry, I feel like he's pretty big, along with Hwang too, but I feel like McCorry, I think he's from Ireland, is he? He's Irish? Let me double check. Yeah, he's Irish. He's from Ireland. So I feel like maybe, he could be like the tall Conor McGregor, you never know. So I'm picking Paddy on this one, guys. Like I said, not too confident. Let me know what you guys think about this one. If you guys are confident on either side, let me know, because I want to know. This one's a hard call too. Like I said, I'm not picking Hwang because of the level of competition that he's faced. And he has fought a couple decent people, but even then, I don't know. I feel like Paddy, he was on Tough, so I feel like he lost to Robert Valentine, so I feel like he has some level of experience, losing to UFC fighters. And for the next fight, we have Cody Chovancek versus Raphael Uchegbu. Guys, and this is another hard one to call. But I don't know, I feel like Uchegbu should be the winner here, guys. I feel like it's going to be a decision. I feel like it's going to be a war, maybe. Maybe there's going to be a finish. I would say maybe if there was a finish, Uchegbu could probably get it. Maybe Chovancek too, but I don't know. Chovancek, I'm not that impressed by him. When I saw some clips of him, I was like, yeah, I guess. He got a calf slicer not too long ago. He's been fighting in like a Canadian promotion. I think Cody Chovancek trains with Niagara Top Team, so that would include like what Jasmine DWCS and Mike Malott, I think. You know that Canadian crowd. And then Raphael Uchegbu, he's the double champ at somewhere. I forgot honestly. I forgot. Let me look up where he was the double champ at FCC, I believe. He was the double champ there. So I'm assuming Uchegbu has some skill. I saw some clips, and like I wasn't crazy impressed either, but he looks pretty like confident in there. He looks pretty like he knows what he's doing. Chovancek too, he looks like he likes being there. He likes fighting, but I don't know. I feel like Uchegbu is gonna have the edge here. More skill, I would say, to get him the win. This one, maybe I can see why it's the first fight of the night because I feel like it could be a stinker. I think maybe, but I do think Uchegbu is probably the winner here. I'm picking him by decision. I feel like he could also get a finish. Right now, the odds have Uchegbu at a minus 180. Chovancek is a plus 155. So I kind of agree with the odds. I could see why, mostly because Uchegbu is a double champ at the other promotion. So I could see why Uchegbu should probably win here. And I agree. Chovancek, I feel like he could win like in a dogfight, maybe a war. I just don't see him finishing Uchegbu. I feel like this one goes to decision, if anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a, I hate saying that. I'm leaning decision, but I wouldn't be crazy surprised if there was a finish. I do think Uchegbu could get a finish too. I'm hoping he does because I'm picking him. So yeah, guys, that's all. That's all my picks. I'm picking all favorites except for Livingston, who is a plus 138. So other than that, I'm picking all the favorites. I'm picking Mackson, Lee, Ali, Livingston, McCorry, and Uchegbu. So yeah, let me know what you guys are picking for these sets of fights, guys. Last weekend I did not do well at all. I don't want to say I'm glad a lot of other people didn't do well either, but a lot of people. It was a weird fight or some weird fights to call last week because a lot of underdogs won, and I hate to always say this, but I actually was considering picking some of the underdogs that won last week, but I didn't. So regardless, I got 1 out of 5, which is actually, yeah, 1 out of 5. I got 4 wrong. It sucks. That dropped me to number 169 on the Contender series on Tapology. So that kind of sucks. I kind of want to be a diamond again on Contender series at least, if not get the champ status. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping this one will be a 5 out of 5. Let me know what you guys are picking down in the comments. Let me know what you guys are betting. Oh yeah, I didn't really speak too much about my bets, but those are my picks for sure. But I'll quickly go over my bets just so I can clarify that. Mackson Lee, man, I feel like if I were to bet Mackson Lee, I feel like he'd finish Sosa with a KO. I feel like Sosa, if he were to win, I also think he can get a KO too, honestly. I feel like if I were to bet that, I kind of don't, and that's why I'm saying it like this. I think it ends in a KO on either side at the very least. And the next fight we have Ali. This one, guys, I think I would bet freaking Ali to get win inside the distance. I think I will actually bet that, honestly. Ali inside the distance to win. I might throw 50 cents on Iwo to win by like decision in case he just controls Ali the whole fight or something, but I highly doubt that. So maybe I won't bet that 50 cent. And then in the next fight, guys, I'll probably bet Livingston to win inside the distance at underdog money. I think I will do that. Gantt, I'm not going to bet on him. I just don't trust him to win. And plus, I'm picking Livingston anyways. The next fight, I'm for sure betting Hwang to win by KO. And then Paddy, I wouldn't really trust him to bet on him to win like by finish. If he does, maybe a KO or a decision win for McCorry, but I wouldn't bet it. And then for the first fight, I think I would bet this one to go to decision. I think it will go to decision. But the most confident bet for me is Ali to win inside the distance. He is my most confident pick. And then other than that, I would think Uchegbu and Chovancek goes to the distance. I think those are my most clear bets that I will do those bets. And then Hwang by KO just because I do think he has a good chance at underdog money too. So yeah, guys, those are my picks and my bets. Let me know what you guys are picking. Let me know what you guys are betting down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I didn't post my picks for UFC Noche this past weekend. I did bad. I'll show you guys really quickly. Man, I'm so sad. That got me to diamond on UFC number 729. So that kind of sucked. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
My name is Habib. I am not coronavirus. My name is not coronavirus. Dana is Dana. Tony Ferguson is Tony Ferguson. You know,
Yes.
my name is Habib.